Hey y'all, it's T. So the topic of today's video is dying to your old self. So backstory to what kind of inspired this topic. I had a cut on my foot recently and it was bleeding in the shower. So as I'm standing in the shower, blood's running out my foot, it's running down the drain. It made me think of the story of Yeshua. And we all know the story, they nailed his hands and his feet to the cross. He died and came back to life 3 days later. Short version. Now, we all have moments in our lives in which we die. We die emotionally, we die mentally, we die spiritually. We generally just die to how we used to live and how we used to be. In those moments, we shed a lot of tears. We experience a myriad of dark and heavy feelings. You kind of have this sense of, I just can't do this anymore, or something's got to give, or something's got to change. Now, if you think back to a time where you were feeling this way, you notice it probably lasted a few days. Now, of course, it can last more than a few days, but average, I think those really heavy feelings, they stay with you for a few days when you're going through something like that. Now, I like to think of this as a period of being nailed to your own cross. Whatever that cross may be, it might be bad habits or, a bad way of just thinking, a bad mentality that you have. Being nailed to that cross is like a period of time that you're asked to be still and reflect, to look back upon the life that you've lived up until now. Now, if you're really ready to make a change, usually a few days is all you need to make that decision. Now, comparing this to the Yeshua story once again, making up your mind to make a change, to do something different after some time, it's kind of like Yeshua rising on the third day. You've come out of that dark and heavy place. You've come out of that phase of reflection. You're a new person with a new mind. Now, in the big scheme of things, I don't think it's really possible to completely renew your mind in a matter of days. But miracles do happen every day. In my opinion, it happens gradually. A short reflection phase is just kind of like everything coming to a head. And I believe that before this phase, there's some tiny thoughts and some tiny energy changes that you have, in the beginning or a long time before you actually get to this phase. Now, as you have more of these thoughts and the energy gets stronger, that is what builds up to this reflection phase, or this phase of being in a dark and heavy place where everything is kind of like in your face and you can no longer ignore it. But once you've come out of that reflection place, and physically, of course, you look the same, but your energy is different. Your spirit is just a little bit lighter. And of course, you'll be the first person to always notice, but other people will also notice. Your soul family, your soul tribe, they will notice also. But you also have those people who aren't even on your side, that might not be rooting for you, or they might even be hating on you. They'll notice it too. My overall message is that sometimes you have to shed a little blood, but you would definitely heal. Now, in order to move forward in your life, emotionally, mentally, you have to release emotionally and mentally. A little analogy that kind of came to me is that blood is cleansing to the physical body. Tears and emotional release is cleansing to the emotional body. So physical blood is the function of physical blood is to cleanse the toxins out of your body, your organs. Tears and emotional release in healthy ways, of course, is cleansing to the emotional body. It's cleansing to your mind. It's cleansing to your spirit. Then once you release those emotions in a healthy way, you leave them behind. You have to tend to your emotional wounds. If you show yourself a little bit of love to uplift your spirit again and to see the renewing of yourself to move forward into better energies. All in all, to be reborn, you must first die. Thank you for listening. I hope your spirit heals just a little bit more from this metaphysical medicine. Be well.